a very special guest, the head football coach of the University of Tennessee, Jeremy Pruitt. Jeremy, you need to come out here, man, and we'll buy you one of those big old ribeye steaks.
I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to stay home with my boys tonight.
I hear you. Listen, man, first chance we've had a chance to get you on since the Gator Bowl. As you look back at this season, the way you finished the season as a football team, the way you finished that football game, in a lot of ways, Jeremy, I thought that game was a little bit of a microcosm of your season. What are you most impressed, most proud of? What do you feel best about with this football team as you look at it in its entirety now?
Well, the guys never quit, so there's lots of things that happened over the last half of the season that didn't go our way, but our guys continued to fight and showed good leadership with our seniors and kind of hung in there with the coaching staff, and we just found a way. I think we created some mental toughness, which showed in the last half of the season.
You know, the veterans on this team, and we've talked about this a lot, really sort of set the tone and helped this team sort of pick itself up off the deck. But, Jeremy, a lot of younger guys in that game in Jacksonville, guys are going to be back. When you look at the future of this football team, how optimistic, how pleasing is that for you when you look out there on the field and you see guys on both sides of the football that you're going to have for another year or more?
Yeah, I've really talked a lot about our senior class and the leadership that they've provided this year. But, you got to have guys that are willing to accept leadership. And I think that our freshmen and sophomores, juniors, done a really nice job continuing to develop, working hard at practice, and it showed as the season went.
Coach, it's Austin. When you look at this team, obviously everybody, as Chris just noted, talks about guys like, Darrell Taylor and Jawan Jennings or even the young freshmen like the tackles or Henry. But how much growth did you see in a couple of guys like Kayvon Bennett and Shawn Samberg over the course of the year? It seemed like those two players were able to come on enough to give you adequate reps and some solid play.
Well, I think Shawn Samberg is probably one of the more improved players on our team. He became a much better guy in the slot, covering some of the better players. I think it just, with the experience of being in the system another year, and Coach Ansley done a really nice job with him, he continued to develop and kind of played within the system. Kayvon Bennett's another guy that playing a new position. The longer he plays it, he's going to continue to improve. Then hopefully we'll see a big jump out of both of these guys in the next 6 months.
Jeremy, it's Chris again. As you look at where you go from here, and of course, I know exactly where you want this football team to be, where the Tennessee fan base wants it to be. What is most important, most critical? Obviously, you need to go out and you got to beat teams on the recruiting trail. You got to beat on the football field. But as you look at these next few steps for the program, what are you most zeroed in going forward here, the offseason, recruiting, as you get ready for next season?
I think it's pretty interesting when it comes to bowl games. If you look at teams that are excited to be at a bowl, they usually have success. I think starting this offseason, there's two type of teams. There's one type of team that's gonna dread the offseason, and there's going to be another type that's looking forward to it. Our guys are going to be a team that's looking forward to it, and we've got to continue to work hard every day to develop, get stronger, faster, have a better understanding of what we're trying to get done, and kind of be a team that's on a mission.
Jeremy, when you took over 2 years ago, I know it was a different kind of responsibility. Now as you enter what would be your third January as head coach, do you feel more at ease knowing you've got to balance recruiting / hiring a coach with David Johnson leaving, and then of course you've got another little one due in the month of January, so it seems like you've got a lot on your plate. Are you more, more at ease balancing all that now than maybe you were 2-3 years ago?
No, absolutely not. You gotta have an edge all the time, and if you're not working every day to be the best that you can possibly be, somebody else is. So that's kind of the approach that I take. I think that's the approach the staff takes, and that's the approach our team needs to take.
Hey, Jeremy. Sorry we lost you there for a minute, man. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, sorry about that. We lost you. You were talking about having an edge, and you need to have that edge every day. So go ahead with that thought if you want to.
Yeah, no, if you don't have an edge and work hard to be at your best every single day, whether it's being a coach, how to improve as a coach, how to improve as a recruiter, improve as, your relationships with your players, you're probably going backwards. So we got to continue to work hard to do that and develop the players in that program.
Obviously, the news yesterday of David Johnson leaving to go to Florida State, getting back closer to his home near Louisiana. I guess how will you attack that? I mean, obviously you've had to replace coaches before, but I mean, what will you be looking for in a new running backs coach?
Well, we'll be looking for a guy that, number one, is a good person, that the players come first, that he wants to help them grow and develop as student athletes on and off the field. Guy that's a good recruiter, good staff guy, that can coach his position, bring something in special teams, and wants to be at the University of Tennessee.
Jeremy, I know we talked earlier, and I've had a chance to get to know this young man well over the last 2 years. Trey Smith's got a decision to make, and I think everybody that knows anything about him and knows his story is just so happy that he's been able to get back to play football and be healthy as he makes his decision going forward. And I know you've been on point over and over again saying that his long-term health is what's most important to you. What, as you try to help him and you talk to he and his family going over the next few days when he sits down and tries to decide whether he's going to go pro or come back to Tennessee, what are some in your mind of the most important factors for him?
Well, the first thing to me is just being thankful for the opportunity that he had. This time last year, we were very concerned that he might not get to play again. Trey's done everything that he's needed to do to continue to develop as a player, and good Lord willing, he'll continue to develop and just continue to improve, and get better. So he's blessed either way. And it'll totally be up to him and his family, and we'll be there to support in any way that we can.
You talk about how important this offseason is for the football team. Having, the same strength coach and Coach Fitzgerald for 3 straight years. Tennessee's not had that since Johnny Long was here when Coach Fulmer was the head coach over 12 years ago. So to have him in the program for a 3rd consecutive year, how big is that? Can it be stated enough, just the continuity at that particular spot?
Well, I think Craig and his staff do a fantastic job. The first year that we were here, it was really trying to teach them how to do the lifts that we want them to do to make sure that we had the right movement so we didn't get anybody hurt in the weight room. This last year we saw a lot more gains, and I think we'll see a lot more this next offseason.
Jeremy, it's Chris again. I hope you've been catching up on your sleep, my friend, because here in about 15 days with the little one arriving, you're going to be taking some of those late-night shifts, right, for Casey?
I'll do them all, right, Chris?
You better.
I know she's not listening to this, so I say that.
You better do them all. And we're going to get you out here on this. As you looked around that stadium, a lot of orange in that stadium, and you could see them watching on TV before the game. I know you feel the passion and the hunger of this fan base, but to see them turn out and to see them sort of hanging with the team this year after such a tough start and see the way the team responded for you now as you go into your 3rd year, I know that's got to be awfully satisfying, and that's the reason you come to Tennessee, and to see this kind of turnaround and this kind of passion for the fan base.
Well, for everybody that's associated with Tennessee, that's probably the expectation. But when you talk about recruiting, if you're sitting there as a recruit and you look and see how our players responded when we were 1-4 to finish 8-5, how our fan base stayed with us, how could you not want to be a part of this? How could you not want to be a part of this?
Yep. Well, Jeremy, we appreciate your time tonight, and as I said, man, I hope these next couple of days you better be catching up on your sleep, man, because it's you're getting ready to go from. I don't think you sleep a lot anyway, but you're getting ready to go from about 5 hours to 1.5 hours a night. So you better store that sleep away the next couple of nights.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
Jeremy, thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Jeremy Pruitt, the head football coach at the University of Tennessee.